PlayStation 2. Released in 2000 by Sony, the PlayStation 2 became one of the most successful gaming consoles ever made. It built on the popularity of the original PlayStation, while offering much more powerful graphics and a huge library of games. One reason it became so popular was that it could also play DVDs, which made it useful as both a game console and a home entertainment device. Games ranged from racing and sports titles to open-world adventures, giving it broad appeal across different age groups. The PlayStation 2 also has a major place in gaming history because it remains one of the best-selling consoles ever released, with over 150 million units sold worldwide. Even years after release, many people still remembered it as the console that defined early 2000s gaming. Nintendo GameCube. The Nintendo GameCube was Nintendo's response to the growing competition from Sony and Microsoft in the early 2000s. Unlike most consoles at the time, it used small mini-discs instead of standard DVDs, giving it a very distinct look and feel. It was compact, colorful, and focused heavily on multiplayer gaming and family-friendly titles. Games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., and The Legend of Zelda helped build a strong fan base around the system. Although it sold fewer units than some competitors, the GameCube became important in Nintendo's history because many of its games later became some of the company's most celebrated titles. Over time, it developed a strong nostalgic following and is still remembered fondly by many players.
Original Xbox. Microsoft entered the gaming industry with the original Xbox in 2001. Compared to other consoles at the time, it was larger and more powerful, with a strong focus on online gaming and advanced graphics. One of its biggest contributions was Xbox Live, which allowed players to compete online in a much more connected way than before. It also introduced Halo, a game that became closely tied to the Xbox brand and helped establish Microsoft as a major player in the gaming industry. However, the console did face some criticism for its large size and heavy controller, especially the original version, often referred to as the Duke. Despite that, the original Xbox marked the beginning of modern online console gaming. Xbox 360. Released in 2005, the Xbox 360 pushed online gaming even further into the mainstream. Xbox Live became a central part of the experience, allowing players to download games, chat with friends, and play online easily. The console was known for popular franchises like Halo, Gears of War, and Call of Duty. It also introduced achievements, which rewarded players for completing specific challenges in games. Over time, the Xbox 360 became one of the defining consoles of its generation and played a major role in shaping modern multiplayer gaming.
PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 launched in 2006 and introduced more advanced graphics, Blu-ray disc support, and online gaming features. Early on, it was expensive compared to competitors, but over time it built a strong reputation through exclusive games and multimedia capabilities. Sony focused heavily on cinematic experiences and powerful storytelling, which helped produce some of the most memorable games of the generation. The PS3 also functioned as a media hub, allowing users to watch movies, browse the internet, and store digital content alongside gaming. Some early models were also known for hardware problems, including a failure nicknamed the Yellow Light of Death, which caused certain consoles to stop working completely. Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii took a very different approach compared to other consoles at the time. Instead of focusing mainly on graphics and power, Nintendo focused on motion controls and accessibility. Players could physically swing, point, and move the controller to interact with games, making gaming feel more active and social. This helped attract a much wider audience, including families and people who had never played games before. Titles like Wii Sports became hugely popular because they were simple to understand and easy to play together. PlayStation Portable. PSP. The PSP was Sony's first major handheld gaming console, released in 2004. It offered graphics and features that were much closer to home consoles than earlier handheld systems. The device could play games, movies, music, and even browse the internet, making it feel advanced for its time. Its widescreen display and sleek design helped it stand out from competitors, especially for players who wanted a more cinematic, portable gaming experience. However, the PSP also had some issues, particularly with its disc-based UMD system, which could be slow to load and more fragile compared to traditional game cartridges. Nintendo DS.
Released in 2004, the Nintendo DS introduced a dual-screen design, with one screen acting as a touchscreen controlled by a stylus. This created entirely new ways to play games and opened the door to more creative gameplay ideas. It appealed to both casual and dedicated players, partly because of its simple controls and broad range of games. Titles focused on puzzles, brain training, and daily activities became just as popular as traditional adventure games. The Nintendo DS also became one of the most important handheld consoles in gaming history, eventually selling over 150 million units and becoming one of Nintendo's most successful systems ever released.
If you liked this, be sure to check out this video next.